right, welcome to beautiful Petersburg, Illinois. Just standing at the foot of our forest, and we've just passed through our 30-day moratorium on working. We've just been enjoying the last month, really not doing much. A lot of thinking and a little bit of safety stuff. But today is a big day. I've been really looking forward to doing this. A big reason why I love this property. One of the biggest reasons is the forest. It has some very, very good bones to it. Now, as you can see, it is uber undermanaged. Like it has, I don't think it's been touched for the last 10, 15 years by the previous owners, and that's okay. But yeah, it is extremely, extremely overgrown, and I kind of want to change that. So let's get into it. All right, first things first. I'm no expert. Do your own research, but this is kind of like step by step of how we're going to go about this and how we start going about it. So yeah, a couple days ago, 30 days passed, and it's time to get busy. So I've started, one of the big things that I like to do is kind of just charge into things, and that's why me and my wife make such a good team. She kind of said, hey, let's kind of like make a plan, and the first thing on that plan that she brought up, and I kind of totally agree with now, is safety. So what we wanted to look at was, you know, like things like poison ivy, poison hemlock, lots of poisonous things. So I did some research on that and kind of found that yeah, we have some of that here. So that was a really good thing. The other thing we did was we went through and kind of marked the trees that we're keeping, which is basically almost all of them, except for some of the dead standing ones will come down. Snags will have to come down for safety reasons, of course, but we are going to leave some dead standing ones just for you know, the wildlife and stuff like that. But yeah, to kind of start the path, what we kind of wanted to do, and what's really helpful is one day we were just kind of sitting around on the patio, and a deer came out of the forest. So we thought, you know what, why don't we just follow kind of like the established wildlife trails that are here. So we got in here, and there are a bunch of different trails. So we're starting off with this one. I started a couple days ago, and I'll just show you how and why I did it. Okay, so the first thing we did was kind of clear a path into the forest, just an initial little path, get rid of kind of any poison ivy or other things that are gonna kind of ruin your day. And then from there, because poison ivy, hemlock usually is just in the transition area from like a grassy area or a field or an open arable area, about 15 yards in, you really don't have to worry about it in the established forest area. It really it doesn't thrive in there. So we got that all cleared, and then we kind of came in, followed the paths very slowly. We used the plant identification app because I don't know a whole lot about the flora and fauna here. So that was really helpful. We marked the areas up, but we also looked up, and what we saw was a whole bunch of honeysuckle and buckthorn. Now these are very voracious vines that will go up and basically just rip wrap trees, and then eventually over time pull them down. Now the good news is they're very kind of easy to control, or sorry, simple to control. It's not easy because almost every tree in this small 1 acre woodland has one or the other growing up it. So what we did was we just cut off a little segment and leave it on, and we're leaving it on the tree. You really don't want to rip them off the tree because that can damage the tree even more. So they'll start to dry up, die off, and then eventually with the consistent storms we seem to get here, come off the trees over time. So the next part, and to this day still the funnest part, is Meet Pete. This is a steel weed eater with a saw attachment on it, very sharp saw, and I just went in and cleared, you know, a 2, 3, 4 foot path depending on you know, kind of the slope and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, very, very fun. Again, do your safety research on it, but yeah, had a blast doing that. So the next thing is that we just got a beat up old lawnmower And again, I would do your research on this and be very careful. But we just ran the lawnmower over the parts that Pete didn't get. Obviously, you don't want this going into dirt. It has a couple times by mistake. But yeah, so we used the weed eater to kind of just lop off as low as we could to the ground without damaging the actual soil that we're going over. So, all right, phase, I don't know what phase that is, but it's complete. Actually, on one of the cornered off areas, because there was an uber snag, like humongous snag on one of our lily of the valley trees back here. Broke off this morning while I was having a coffee. It made a humongous crack, boom sound. So I came down and looked, and I was actually quite happy that it had fallen into pieces small enough that I could pick up. Completely rotted out. I mean, it makes me look a lot stronger than I actually am. They were actually uber light. Couple heavy ones, but anyway, so I laid them down, and that's gonna create a nice kind of bumper, if you will, as the slope runs down. I'll backfill with wood chips, kind of create that pathway. When we get heavy rains, should wash maybe against that in certain areas, and yeah, really kind of stabilize that slope, give the fungi and the microbes something to feed off of. There's tons of fungi here. It is so humid, and it is so overgrown. It is perfect for mycelium and fungi to grow. So anyways, now for the fun part. I am going to unload that load of wood chips. I don't know, I'm gonna say 23. I've taken 2 down already. We'll say 23 loads of wood chips, and then we'll see what that pathway looks like. The other thing is self-imposed. The only trees I'm cutting down in the next, I'd say, year are gonna be something that I can do by hand. Very tempting to get a bunch of power tools and come through here and do a bunch of tree removal, but we really want to kind of see what it looks like in spring, winter, fall, summer. Right now it looks super overgrown, and but we'll see how things evolve, and see what kind of trees or other shrubs are uncovered in the next few seasons. So yeah, something that kind of pains me a bit. Really want to get in the chainsaw, but I think this is a good call. Thanks, Colleen. So yeah, I am gonna get even warmer. Let's go. All right, I didn't quite make it before my bride got home, but phase 1 of a million, the woodpecker up there, is done. What do you think?
It is so beautiful.
Comes up there, comes down here, wraps around, goes down there. We got logs, we got mushrooms. Smells pretty good.
Yeah, it smells great. It's a great first step in, yeah, like he said, about 1 million of doing some little trail work. It's a very short trail. Takes you about 2 minutes to walk. 2?
Yeah, no, less than 2. But yeah, it's a good first foray into the forest, and it gets us very close to our little river right here, which we'll show you guys in another episode.
Yeah.
So anyways, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. Thank you.
Let's go for dinner.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, you guys
Stay awesome.
stay awesome. Yeah, you haven't been down here yet.
No.